Oh my good God almighty. Liverpool have gone to St James's Park, made an absolute pig's ear of it, and somehow come away with a 3-2 win that leaves us all absolutely buzzing and bouncing. And the name on everyone's lips, instead of being Dan Burn or that god-awful referee, is instead Rio Ngumoha. Wowzers. Wowzers. A player that, look, it's conceivable that if Newcastle actually had competent people running their football club and they'd sold Alexander Isak to us, there's every chance that Rio Ngumoha is nowhere near that pitch tonight. Well, you know what? That's what happens when you develop brilliant talent, buy in brilliant talent, and then they're afforded the opportunities. The beautiful thing about Liverpool Football Club, in the face of adversity, throughout the history of this team, new stars rise. And one of my major concerns about the way that we've constructed our transfer business this summer is that we've made problems for ourselves in the timing of the players that we've sold. So letting Diaz go and letting Darwin go, and on the back of obviously the Diogo Jota tragedy, means that Liverpool were light in bodies and light in quality and depth, or so I thought. And so yeah, when we looked at going into the season saying, well, Chiesa's now moved up the pecking order from 6th choice to 4th choice, and we've got this untried kid, we really need to go and buy more footballers. Well, Liverpool have just won the 2 opening games of the season because of Federico Chiesa and Rio Ngumoha. I'm not sure that's entirely by design, but my God, I'll take it. And it speaks ultimately to the quality that we've got at our disposal, which shouldn't be understated. It shouldn't be underrated. I am made up for that boy. He is so good. He is so very, very good. We've seen so many of these young lads come through in pre-seasons in all of our time as a fan, but I can list them off. You know, your Pachecos and your Suzos and everyone in between, where you're like, yeah, I think if he gets his chance, maybe. And few of them ever really got to be able to get to that sort of level. We've got one. Big time there in Rio. What an absolute star of a footballer. Young lad. And Steve was saying during commentary, maybe you can score the goal that wins. And I said, no, don't get carried away. Be a bit dribbly, cut the ball back, maybe get an assist, maybe have a tangible impact in the game. But the ball comes to him. It is a moment of actual understated genius from Dominic Szoboszlai to have the foresight to let that one go. Where most people in the dying embers of a football match where you've been pinned back and stressed out and pummeled from set pieces, just try and get a toe on it and web it towards goal and hope for the best. To have the foresight and the presence of mind to let that run and onto Rio, and then this is like a, you know, if he's 17, it's by a day. You know, 16-year-old kid having the calmness under pressure to just stride onto that and finish that like a genuine first class professional senior footballer is absolutely unbelievable. Nobody would have, honestly, we'd have all gone, oh, well, you know, whatever. The kid, you've thrown the kid on as a last roll of that roll of dice. And if he fluffs his lines there, you go, oh, well, kind of whatever. We shouldn't have been in this situation. And you have a big conversation around the transfer strategy, etc., etc. There was a little briefing thing this week or in the last day or so about Liverpool not wanting to block the pathway of Rio Ngumoha. And it's funny because it had that little whiff of end of transfer window PR that we've seen many a time at Liverpool, when you're not getting the players that you want to get over the line, so you have to start bigging up what you've got. And I was worried that it might be construed that way, but it shouldn't be, because Rio Ngumoha is absolutely class. We've got a gem of a footballer there. I don't want to do the entire video on him, although I could. I am going to be doing the player rankings video over on redmenplus.com. If you want to come and check me and Steve doing that, ranking all of the Liverpool performances from today, head to redmenplus.com, use the code REDS, REDS, for half price off a yearly subscription, a captain yearly subscription to fill your boots on that one. But Dominic Szoboszlai thought he was excellent. You know, I think in the opening stages of the game, wasn't thrilled with him at right back, but also, one thing I said during commentary was to critique Szoboszlai's right back performance was like looking at an asteroid storm coming to destroy Earth and saying that one 4 down from the left and 4 across on the right is the one that I'm really worried about. There was a lot of things wrong with Liverpool's performance, so Szoboszlai really wasn't worth picking out for it, but actually defended the back post really well. Milos Kerkez could learn a little bit from that. Supported the attack when he needed to, and obviously when he was then shifted into a much more advanced position, became far more natural. And yeah, great moments of him to let the ball run for Rio Ngumoha. Virgil van Dijk was absolutely magnificent, totally imperious at the back, thunderous performance from the skipper, particularly when he had his calf booted off by Anthony Gordon. And then aside from that, anyone else stand out for you in terms of being singled out for praise? I thought it was a poor performance from Salah. I thought Gakpo played quite well. Oh, Hugo Ekitike, yeah, brilliant. Really, really good. I think we're doing the right thing with him. You know, it would be nice to have another really good forward to rotate with him. Maybe someone can have that conversation tonight. I don't know, but yeah, I thought he was a handful for them. He really was. I thought he took his goal brilliant. That is an outstanding finish, proving he's actually got loads of different type of goals in his locker, which is the most encouraging thing. Like a proper number 9. It's quite unrecognisable. It's been so long since we've really had one like that. You know, a lot of like Torres comparisons, I don't really think they're a particular same type of football player, but actually what Torres was, it's someone who could kick the ball into the bottom corner from the edge of the penalty area. So yeah, more of that from him, please. That was very good. Yeah, him and Gakpo thought dovetailed quite nicely. Gravenberch looked very, very rusty. He will improve. When we got Curtis Jones on the ball, Liverpool played well. We didn't get Curtis Jones enough on the ball, which was symptomatic of how we just didn't grip the game anywhere near enough throughout, really. Kerkez, don't know what he's doing defending the cross like that. Attack the ball or like try and put the man off, and he picked the wrong one. Shit happens, I guess. I can be more forgiving of it now that we've got 3 points tucked away. But yeah, like wild start to the season. I would like to see Liverpool be better. There's work to be done there, but the fact that we've got goals in us bodes well, because Arsenal at the weekend, we know they're a good, solid defensive outfit. They've got injuries to contend with. I think it bodes for a thrilling contest again at the weekend coming up, and I feel confident we can hurt Arsenal, particularly at Anfield. But yeah, we've got to keep pace at this stage of the season. We've seen it time and time again. I don't know if this is going to be a 90-plus season, but you've got a better chance of winning the league if you're capable of getting to 90 points. And I don't think if you throw away games like that, you're a team that are capable. So yeah, more important to get the 3 points than necessarily how the 3 points was accomplished again. But at some point in the coming weeks, I'd like to see a measure of that control that Arne Slot is supposedly famous for, because we'll be better for it if we can. But yeah, exciting. More work to be done in the transfer market, yes. Great players already in the squad, already utilising them. We're using the squad better this season than we did last season, so good on us thus far. And look, feeling all of the feelings. That's what we're all into football for, right? Yeah. That and wins, and we're doing both right now, so absolute magic. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe to the Redmen TV YouTube channel. Do drop a like on this, and yeah, look, come and check out Redmen Plus. You half price for a year. You can't say fairer than that. Like it, try it. Loads of free shows, loads of extra shows that you'll be getting for that subscription and stuff. So yeah, and otherwise, if you want to hang around on YouTube, Chloe will be doing a reaction from James's Park. There'll be more as well. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, up the Rio Ngumoha Tricky Reds.